Why? There we go. Okay. All right. All right. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well.
Doing amazing.
Nice, nice. All right. Okay. So, welcome guys. I'm BLAZIN. Today I am with my co-hosts here. We've got we had a little bit of a technical difficulty. We were trying to summon up Supreme and Ohane because Jarec Gaming had some stuff going on, and she was being a little difficult to get in front of the camera. But to my left, we've got Supreme Ohane, and we got JR Star 3. How you doing, Jay?
Hello, everybody. Doing pretty good.
Right.
Always, grateful to be here.
Next to you, we have, I want to say, he was the best, one of the best Void legendaries, has kind of dropped down now, but we brought Ethos in. He's going to be taking some notes for us, giving it back to Plarium, giving the suggestions we have. So, Ethos, how you doing? Good, great to hear. And and on top of that, we have the one, the only, Thule, who is joining us from his house today. He can't be in the studio. But, guys, I like that, Jay. I like that. Let's talk about raid this week. All right. So, first of all, we have the call to Arbiter. What do you guys think? What that was quite a shocker for me. What about you guys? Jay?
I'll let Jay go first.
Okay. So this is something down my alley that I've been waiting for a long time. Like, Raid has not really had cinematics. It's not like other games where you go to a boss, there's always like a little intro or something. Like they introduce the game like that in a tutorial, but you don't really get much lore. A lot of the lore you have to go like online through their Plarium's official websites or random posts that like have comics and they give you a little bit of like canon stuff. It's all over the place. You have to literally like we're playing another game, which is find the lore of Raid. But now we finally get something that is not only going to be bringing new people into the game, but actually will increase the people's interests in like the backstory of why these legendaries, epics, and other characters exist for a reason. So I think it's gonna be really good, and it's not just like maybe 5 episodes. They're actually doing 10, which is a lot more than I thought they were gonna do. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty hyped.
Yeah, they're hoping that it's gonna get picked up by one of the bigger networks out there, and make a couple of seasons out of it.
That'd definitely be cool.
Um,
I'm definitely in the same boat as that. Like, there's not much lore out there right now, or you have to dig really deep for it. Like, they don't even put like a library or anything that you could just go read things about champions. The index for each of the champions is just their kits. You don't get anything additional about them. It'd be cool if there was even a link to their website in the game where it would just like boop, send you over and you could read about them or something. Like, there's almost nothing on anybody. You hear the first couple things in the campaign, and that's the whole story of Teleria, which is fine, but like, why are all these champions here? Why are they fighting? Things of that nature. That's what's going to keep at least a certain portion of people entertained. So,
yeah, for sure. What are you guys hoping to see in there?
Mainly like some kind of main protagonist of Teleria, I guess. Like, we don't really have a whole lot of like why we're all gathered together. Sure, there are these couple different dungeons and stuff, but like, who's pointing the finger for all of them? You know what I mean? It feels like each of them's just kind of working under somebody, if anything. I don't know. It's kind of how I feel about it, at least.
I want them to tie things together because I've actually researched a lot of the lore, and
Okay.
I just want them to like make it like it's canon in when they write it, like just text, but I want to visually see it. I want to see the shadow. I want to see these 4 different factions You know, two of them hate each other. You know, orcs and elves. Kale's is a douche. He just doesn't care. And Arbiter's like,
Kyle, not Kale. Kyle.
Kyle, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Thank you, Hunter, for the right. See, even though he can't say debuffs, which is so weird the way he says it instead of debuffs, but yeah, like, you know, it just Kyle, like, you know, just want to see his actual character as a douche. Like, an Arbiter's like, you got to do this. He's like, what can you do? I'm like an almighty mage, and she's like, you're not even close to that. And he's like, okay, we'll see. Which the whole Supreme things now make sense as well. But yeah, just seeing all that, I want to see like Siroth, if there's any physical form, how the shadow started, how everyone got corrupted, and all this other stuff. So that would be nice. And there's also going to be war in between too, so a little bit of like Lord of the Rings. We'll see kind of that. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping. I don't know. I really like. I'm really super excited about it. I'm hoping that it's not just a one and done and then just kind of flop type thing. I'm hoping that it does get picked up by one of the major networks, and if not, I mean, Plarium makes enough money where they can, if there's enough interest in this, they can keep it going. So I'm really hoping that it stays. What do you guys think about the graphics, like the visual graphics they're going for? I don't know. It kind of seems. I'd say.
I mean, it's.
Go ahead.
It's pretty decent when you look at like Riot's recent animated series. I think it's probably the closest we can get to something like this right now. It's pretty simple. Like, the graphics aren't anything groundbreaking. They're pretty fast graphics, if anything. Like, they're pretty easy to make. But the story's good, and that's the part that matters for the most part. Like, especially when you're talking about a series, an animated series. You know, sure, these champions have good mechanics, and that's why we play with them in the game. But that doesn't make them interesting in the story.
Right.
You know, just because Arbiter can boost, that doesn't make her interesting in the story. She's interesting in the story because she has wisdom, you know, things of that nature. So I think it's just going to be a whole different area on that.
Okay.
Oh, I was pretty surprised with the art style because I use a lot of intros, like in my streams and other content, and I've seen their intros for their characters, right? For each champion, like they have a special type of small, like 30-second clip of their backstory or something that they do, and then they introduce the champion. But in that type of way, it looks kind of like in-game, you know, like kind of like rendered in-game, or maybe like I was expecting it to be like that, but when it turned out to be more like animated and cartoony, I was like, oh, okay, they're going with that style, which I'm totally fine with as well.
I was kind of hoping that it'd be a lot more like CG animated a little bit. You know, I've been a fan of that type of style, and then I really like, one of my favorite animes of all time has to be Full Metal Alchemist. So I was kind of hoping that they would go that way, because I think you could do so much more with that. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of like the paper cartoony type thing is what I feel like it looks like. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm like, but
Well, within any animated style, you're going to have variances, and you're going to have people that prefer one way or another.
right.
Yeah, manga and anime are definitely, you know, even people that may enjoy the book may not like the animated series because it just doesn't hit the right vibe that they were looking for, you know.
Right.
So it can definitely just not be for you, you know.
That is true. Although
And you're not gonna match it for everybody, right? You got to put your vision out there. What do I see for it, and then see who accepts it, kind of thing. You can't be like, oh, well, this person or that person, this, that, and the other. You know what I mean? Like, you got to end somewhere. You got to create a product that you're confident in. And if you try and make compromises just to make everybody happy, your end product's gonna not be as good as it could be. So
yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
I think maybe they didn't want to put, because they have a lot of money, but maybe they didn't want it to take too much time, and they maybe wanted to produce a lot of these, so it's maybe easier instead of having it like fully fledged like CGI. Like, who knows how long it could take, right, per season if they go.
That's true.
CGI in like Game of Thrones, for instance, it cost them. It was like $1 million per 60 seconds of CGI for like the dragon and stuff like that. No
Jesus.
exaggeration.
Damn.
It's obnoxious. So when you
Damn.
say, "Yeah, I wish they would have done this, that, or the other," the cost difference is insane. There's a reason they didn't. I'm gonna tell you that right now, and it's more than you would think, especially when you talk about the CGI. So
Wow.
I was genuinely surprised. And you know, Game of Thrones was definitely one of the higher end CGIs, especially when you talk about, you know, what they did with the dragons and stuff like that. But that was why you saw so little of them on screen, and why the budget for the whole thing was so big, even though they were cutting episodes near the end. You know what I mean? We had like 10 episodes, and then we went down to 8. Like, because they had to add all that extra CGI, it literally just took that much out of the budget. But that's how expensive it is.
Yeah, that's insane though.
Yep.
That it's
the wolves too were in Game of Thrones. The big wolves, they had to animate those too. Very comparable as well. Like,
wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So I feel, I don't know. I'm still excited about it. I want them to do it the right way. I want them to do justice for it, you know.
Everybody wants their universe to do well, though, right? Like, nobody wants Raid to create bad content. We all
That's
enjoy the game.
true.
That's why we're here.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
they do tend to go off the rails with a lot of things, you know, and sometimes they, you know, they like, we'll take the recent bug with the spider, right? They wanted that one to they wanted it to work a certain way, but it really didn't, and it cost you know, they fixed it, and then as soon as they fixed it, it was back into the you know, then you had the triple hitter, so then you had Zargala that came in as the perfect person to make up for it, you know. So
and then they fixed it like the next day again.
Yeah.
So now it works as intended. You know, I think everybody tends to forget that most games go through several patches through every single major release. Basically ever.
That is true.
World of Warcraft's not an exemption whatsoever. They probably do 10 to 20 patches within the first month to any major update, and you're talking about expansions that they have had nothing else to work on for almost a year. You know what I mean? And just because the player base, with the specific interactions that they have and the combinations that they use, discover more than the devs will. Always. They are more explorative than devs will ever be at every reality, and that's why games go through beta phases like they do.
Yeah, but I feel, I mean, not to get us too far off topic, but I feel like a lot of things, like, they really test them? Like, why not have the closed beta for the content? You know, we do have a lot of big brains in the community that would be great for it. That way, when they release the content, you know, we're not having to, we fix this, we put the resources in it, we invest into it, and then all of a sudden, oh man, now it's something that's been nerfed again or whatever. I feel Raid doesn't do a great job of that, but yeah, I don't know.
What I'm surprised is, if they're gonna release something like that, why didn't people do the test server and test out before it even reached like the live servers?
Well, I mean, the test servers it's only for like tier 3 content creators, right? So, and how many of them are there? I think there's like a total of maybe 8 now.
How many devs do you think there are for Plarium?
That
test.
That test? I bet
yeah,
maybe
I bet you
2.
Less than 5. Yeah, I bet you there's less than 5. You know what I mean? Like, so you're telling me the people that are tier 3 content creators are a larger sample size than the dev team?
Yeah, I do.
And neither one of them could discover that. So again, this is why we need the player base.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I don't know. I feel like I mean, World of Warcraft has their closed beta version. They give access to it. You know, you can't really talk about it or anything like that. But once they do it, you know, there's not. I'm sure that there's a lot of bugs that they do fix before they get before the game gets released. You know. But, so let's talk fusion. Jay, are you doing the fusion?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a free void legendary. Why wouldn't I? I went for Vlad, right? And I'm still gonna go for Supreme Elhain. You never know; she might get buffed. Oh, sorry. I get like 80. I have like 80 frags right now, so I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. Did you pull shards for both events? Get 20 and 20?
Yeah, I just summoned. I had to use misery shards like 2,100. You know, to help out with summon rush. Yeah. But
yeah. What about you, Thule?
Yep, I'm on my way. Same thing.
He's like something like that. It's gonna get done eventually.
Or somewhere in there, like 60 fraggers. I gotta finish off the summon rush today. I was putting off my shards. 1,000 of them right here. Gotta get two. So,
I actually, little spoiler alert, but I pulled my shards and I got nothing. And then this morning I got up and I said, "Ooh, I got 2 voids. I'm close to Mercy." I'm like, you know what? Let's pop them. And I'm sitting on my phone and I popped them and I pulled a Supreme Aethel. No, don't congratulate me. Don't congratulate me. That is killer.
Somebody got it.
That is killer. I'm like, anything else would have been better. Like my 4th Raglan or something would have been better. But it was like killing me. I'm like, how did this happen? Well, I know how it happened because I'm cursed to get the 10x's. You know, when people say the 10x's aren't real, I'm usually the one that says they are. But yeah, I think at this point right now I'm sitting close to, what is it, 80 fragments now on the fusion. Yeah, I'm sitting at 80 fragments and I still have to do like a couple more things. So it looks like I'll be skipping some events. I'm hoping. It's been brutal. I don't know about you guys. What do you think, Jay?
There was 1 week where there was like 4 events going on, and I was like, man, I had to use a lot of gems. I almost used like 1,000 gems. But the beginning wasn't that bad because it was just champion trace, a little, like maybe like 1 or 2 events. But then like in that in between middle, it just got nuts. You had events, tournaments, like all these other, like I was like, oh, it was kind of upsetting because I was like, as a free-to-play player, I could feel it, right? It's not even just the summon rush and champion chase with huge points. It's also that in-between part that was just nutty.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, it's not actually that bad.
Yeah, no, I agree. What about you, Thule? What do you think?
Mostly just the first dungeon divers was a little awkward because they didn't make the thresholds for either. Well, for the champion training was actually so low, and if you did it with brews, you didn't have enough points to complete the dungeon divers, so you had to put a bunch of extra. So I think that was definitely awkward. However, there are 10 extra fragments in the fusion, so I guess, you know, pick your battles.
I thought they took out fragments.
They did. There's still 10 extra fragments in the fusion. There's 110 available.
Yeah, I guess. Well, we usually have an extra event that'll give us the 5 extra.
Usually have 115 available, so you can skip the 15 fragment summoning event.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, it's been pretty average, to be honest. All the milestones have been at 2250, right? And then champion training was just over like 4,000, and then the summon rush was right exactly where it should have been. So I don't know. It's been pretty predictable so far. So assuming the rest isn't too bad, should be a free fusion, really. Free void Legos.
Yeah, but I feel like they're just watering down the pool with this one, you know.
Hopefully they get buffed.
I think it's just a regurgitated answer, honestly. I think she's gonna have plenty of viability. Even MacChan showcased her hitting harder than a Trunda. So
where? I didn't see that. Are we talking like
on YouTube.
arena or?
In several places. She also ignores everything that Necrit does. So Trunda doesn't ignore shields either.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Aethel.
For a lot of people, this champion is going to be a very viable nuker. 3v3, Doom Tower, etc. And then Galek, an amazing Hydra champion. Aethel actually has potential in Fire Knight.
I don't know. I disagree with that. You're telling me Aethel has potential in Fire Knight?
Yeah. Tell me why she doesn't.
I mean, she lost her triple hitter on the A1. It's now a single attack.
So she has freeze in her kits. Oh, let me pull her kit up right in front of me.
She's got her.
She self buffs shield.
Yeah.
Right? Which is huge. The shield being proportional to her attack.
Right.
Right. And then she has 100% chance to place freeze on her A2 as well. Right?
Okay.
And then has a 35% chance placing freeze debuff whenever shield's removed by damage on the waves becomes useful. On the A1 becomes useful on the waves as well. Like, having freeze, if they rebalance freeze in the kit, is going to make people very useful, is the difference. The way that it is right now, it's a dead mechanic. It's completely not usable. They likely will either increase the effectiveness of freeze or slow the boss down, one or the other. But if they want the mechanic to work, even a little bit, they're gonna have to do one or the other. So if they do that, she instantly becomes a champion. Galek's already in Hydra.
Galek,
he's a no-brainer.
Galek and,
You know what I mean?
and Kyle, I think, are definitely.
And Kale is an amazing champion. So we have 3 out of 4 that are already good champions and 1 that could potentially be a champion. So diluting the pool down, again, I think it's just a regurgitated answer that people say, oh, they didn't release an S tier champion in the Void Lego pool. And I don't think every champion needs to be an S tier champion.
Well, look, 2 of the last Legos that they released out was Taras and Marishka.
And before that, they did George.
The Nutcracker, yeah. And
It's
I
true.
mean, he's still...
He's insane.
Yeah.
So we have 3 A-tier champions that got released, 3 S-tier champions that got released, and 1 C-tier champion.
I would say
So-
Supreme Aethel is more like an E-tier champion, but...
Damn.
I mean,
She's got no love for me, man. She's got no love.
the only way she becomes good is if it becomes if the rebalance happens. So like, I'm with you there. Don't get me wrong. But anyways, the point being, I don't think they're diluting the void pool down. It's just something that people say because they didn't release another Nutcracker, and I don't think they need to keep releasing Nutcrackers and Terraces. Like, do you see how many people are complaining about Marichica and Terrace? How many more S tier champions do you want?
No, I get it. But do you think that these are void legendary status, though? That's the thing.
Yes, void legendaries just mean you don't have to change them out ever versus affinities. You know, Galek being an unconditional affinity to place burns in Hydra with block buffs is insane. Ugo right now is weak to 2 of the starting heads, for instance.
Yeah, but Ugo's an epic. He's a legendary.
So
I mean,
that's what makes
we're
makes him a void legendary. That's what makes him void legendary, is
I
that he
don't
can do that
know.
unconditionally, and now he does damage.
I mean, there's got to be someone out there that
There's almost no block buff options for Hydra. There's Ukko, there's Ugo, there's Pinthroy, and then there's kind of Umbral.
Okay, so all 3 of them are non-void.
I mean, Umbral's void.
Well, Umbral, yes, but Umbral only comes in for the block
Right,
buffs.
so that's the only void option we have, and none of them do damage. So I would absolutely say that Galek is a void Lego status. he does his job comparable to nobody in the game.
I guess.
He's right on that.
I guess. You convinced me. All right.
Yep, Deliana is a block buff champion as well. Yep, but again, force.
Yeah.
She brings leech. More to Keck.
See.
And so obviously when we're talking about block buff specifically, it's Hydra champions. Like it's the only place we really need that buff like that. It's somewhat useful in arena fringe, but again, you're not going to use any of those champions except for Ukko for block buffs. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just feel like pulling Supreme Aethel after 150 Void Shards, I'm like, I would have taken anything. I would dupe, whatever. But just I would have even taken Constantine at this point, or and I have Constantine on my ult account, but I don't think, I don't know. I'm just not really happy with her.
I was wondering.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
I was wondering why didn't they make the A2 unresistible? Like her kit is supposed to do damage, but then if I have to build accuracy and kind of be tanky and a lot of attack, it's like. Yeah, I was just wondering that, like most voids have the ability to not be resisted. So I was wondering why they put the A2 that you have to have accuracy. So you kind of like nuke them down if they have like freeze, and if they don't, you place the freeze. But the freeze, you have to build the act for that. So I was wondering when I read her kit, I was like, why doesn't it say this is not can't be resisted? Everybody else has like, so I was like wondering about that.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you pull up Ultimate Get Luck, he doesn't require accuracy in his kit, right?
Yes, he does. Kale doesn't.
Kale doesn't. Sorry, you're right. So, but I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like they want her for Arena, not for Fire Knight. Because the way they have her built is, they want to get that extra meaty shield to last, so you go first. But then, I don't know. If somebody, yeah, I don't think they should have used accuracy for her. She should not be built with accuracy.
I mean, if you build her without accuracy, that also increases her sheep chance. When you have accuracy requirements on nukers, you can choose what level of champion you would like to debuff.
That is true. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like her...
So yes, I agree that something like irresistible debuffs are nice. But again, when you look at it from a min-maxing standpoint, and especially with the state of Arena, and which it is, if you're talking about using the champion in Arena, having that versatility is really nice. Like, if I don't want to debuff anybody but a nuker, I can choose to do that, and I likely won't get sheeped. Because all their supports are going to have more than 200 resistance, but their nukers likely not.
Yeah.
So you have, it allows flexibility, which is usually good.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Maybe I will build her. Maybe I will.
I don't think she's a great champion either. I'm just using it as an example. That's all. I still don't think she becomes viable in Arena just because of something like that. Okay, so I'd much rather just use Ohane. Like, at least we know she smacks.
Yeah, that's true.
I think her A1 sounds like it stacks up and can be really good if you combo that with other damage reducing champions or decrease attack.
When I pulled her, I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just do like a Clan Boss showcase with her.
Right.
I was like, well, that would probably actually work. Because then I don't have to worry about the passive. I don't have to build it with any accuracy. I just build a straight nukage. And then just worry about speed tuning with the extra turn. But yeah, I don't know. I just was not happy with her. I really would have preferred a Venus, but yeah. It's sad. Unfortunately. But so one of the things we're going to be doing today, and I feel it's going to take us quite a while, is I did share with you guys some screenshots of a player who wants us to do a clan boss takeover. So Nick is actually, he just sent me a message, and we're going to be going through. He has tasked us with doing a clan boss team for him. We won't be building it out on stream because I don't know if he's got everything fully booked and mastered. But we are going to be looking at, speak of the devil, there he is, Nick. We are going to be going through and picking out what we feel or what is going to be the best one key Ultra Nightmare team for clan boss team. So
Easy.
he says easy. I did give it some thought. I saw some of the champs he had. Give me a minute here and we'll pull up his account. But
Also, I can't see anything, by the way. So
what do you mean?
I can't like see his account really.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't pulled it up yet. I gotta log into it. So I am gonna have to log out of mine. Actually, quick tip if you guys didn't know, Alt Enter brings you and toggles you in and out of window mode. So
Now you know.
now you know. And knowing is half the battle. Isn't that what G.I. Joe said?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
You know? So I think trying to take teams to go into Ultra Nightmare is a whole new, it's a whole new animal, right? A lot of it depends on gear, and I think at this point for most of us it's unkillables, right? I don't know, what do you use for a team, Jay?
I use the the Valk, like, but without the extension, like to a degree, but not like indefinitely, right? It's not like Infinity Gauntlet. It's just basically having shield and counterattack for 3 turns. I use Lydia for the strengthen, increase speed, because I don't have a champion that has that buff or those buffs. I use Valkyrie for the shield and the counterattack. I use Godseeker to extend those buffs. I use Geo to do the pretty much the damage we're reflecting and counterattacking. And then I use Sneak Track to basically mitigate the damage that Geo takes, because sometimes he takes too much as you get really high up. Because after, like, the team can go past 50 turns, and eventually Geo just gets like one-shotted. So Sneak Track's there to help out. He puts the decreased attack 100% of the time. It's one of the few champions that can legit always put it 100%, unless it's like weak affinity. I also get the leech too, so I don't have to build anyone in lifesteal or have to bring a healer, other than, I guess, Godseeker does a little bit, but it's really, we don't get that much. It's usually from our attacks. And you just keep going all the way until eventually 60 turns, he just one-shots everybody. He gets too much damage and just kills everybody.
Okay. So is it a 1 key on all affinities?
No, it's a random 1 key. On a, maybe like twice, 3 times a week, you'll get a 1 key like 72, 73 mil, and then sometimes you'll get a 65.
And
I still have to readjust my Godseeker's damage to a little bit more, and then Lydia, I have to build her a little bit more. But I haven't really touched them because it's easy, just click and walk away. So
okay, so you're just kind of one of those like set it up, walk away, and then I'll see you when I get back type of situation.
yeah,
okay.
It's full auto. I also do 2 keys too, because people see my clan, they see me at the top too, and they're like, if I do 2, if I would just do 1 key, I'd all be all the way down like 14, 15 on the list. I like kind of to show my PP, so that's why I'm always up there.
I can attest to that. I do that with my clan boss team. I really like to make sure I'm at the leaderboard. Thule, what about you, man? What do you do for a clan boss team?
I've built every clan boss team pretty much at this point. I'm running. I just switched to using my Turbold and a Mythfu this week. I was running Bat Eater for a long time, but yeah, I built them all the time. So
Okay. Okay. What's your favorite clan boss team?
oh, my favorite clan boss team is definitely Double Allied Protect extender teams because nobody builds them anymore apparently, and nobody knows they exist. But it's like the old school way to do clan boss, and it's pretty easy at this point with all the blessings and stuff. So, yeah, that's definitely my favorite teams to build.
Okay. What about you, Jay? What's your favorite clan boss team?
There's a few variants. I do like the Affinity Gauntlet. I just wish there was more champions that kind of were like Corporate and Cadaver. I wish there was more, not just one champ, right? If there was something unique to it, would have been nice. Like if it wasn't just based on shield, what if it was something like you could get your attack to scale up? Like there's some champions like Ninja, there's the Orc, right? They get themselves like a lot more, but it doesn't keep going. It's not like, hey, the more damage I take, the stronger I can get. You know, it'd be pretty interesting to try to come up with that. I honestly, personally, for me, I wanted to do extra turn comps, but extra turns like as I played raid more and more. There's a lot of more like you have to be careful for tuning, right? Because they keep removing buffs and stuff like that. Plarium has been getting better in terms of like making sure those champions have higher durations of buffs right from the get-go. So when they get the turn, they lose that turn. But that's not really a thing in clan boss, and so that's why another reason why I can do clan boss, but I'm not really a huge fan of like I don't mind coming up with all these different like, hey, well, let's make a full poison with poison sensitivity. Let's make a straight nukage, right? Like just high damage dealers with like Ninja or Draco, just doing like huge numbers like Torvald. But for me, like I feel like there's a lot of things we can't use on clan boss, and and until those things happen where it's like, oh, I can use freeze, but it doesn't actually freeze the boss. It just gives them a freeze debuff, and then I can start doing like burn slash freeze, kind of explosion theme. New things like that would bring me like really, have like that would be my like favorite thing. But I really haven't really had a favorite like must go for. I've always built the anti, so whatever people don't like to do, like unkillable, then I won't do that. I'll just do counter meta. That's usually what I like to do. Is always counter meta, even in arena. So.
Okay. Okay. So you like to go against what everybody else is going to do.
Pretty much.
That's why your speed runs are what, 5 minutes long on Fire Night?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you are the only content creator I know, man, that does not want to use a seer.
Well, I have a Taurus now, so.
So I'm currently running the Mythbuster team. I pulled a Cardiel a while back. I couldn't wait to build it, and I was so excited. And I have the same sentiment as you do, Jay, about wanting to be at the top, and I want to make sure that my clan boss team is always at the top. So I've made it so it's a 1-key Ultra Nightmare every affinity, and it does some insane damage. Real quick, let me see.
Breaking 250 mil yet or what?
I think the closest I've hit, because my ninja is +1, but the closest I've hit is 205 million on Ultra Nightmare.
Real good. Yep.
I haven't.
The record's like 300, right?
I think it's like 350, and Pablo has it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, his ninja's insane. Does he have a +4?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he pops off. He's a king.
Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, I kinda want that. I've always liked Clan Boss, and I feel Clan Boss. Is that a train I hear in the background, Jay?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah. So Nick, I'm it's not letting me log in. It keeps telling me that the password is wrong. I don't know if you want to try to reset it, my man, and then let me know, and we can log in afterwards.
A sensitivity.
No, not when you're doing cut and paste. You know, I learned that mistake.
Right? The amount of people that send me their password and they type the case sensitive wrong. I was like, I see.
Yeah. Let me ask you this question. What is the most interesting comps that you guys have had to build for yourself or for a viewer?
Oh, definitely a Valerie Helicath team.
A Valerie Helicath team?
Easily. And it did 55 mil.
How did that work?
I mean, you just use Valerie as the extender. So when you don't have a 3-turn block debuff champion like Jitara or Brogni, we were using a 4-turn block debuff. I think we were using Sepulcher. You need an extender. So we used Valerie. Yeah.
Okay.
This was like the first week that Helicath came out. Yeah. It was full auto too.
Okay. What about you, Jay?
I don't think there's like normally when I build people's clan boss team, I'm usually just working with like basics, teaching them like, okay, do we have decreased, down by 50% attack? Do we have poisoners? Do we have ally protect? Do we have a cleanser so we can make it affinity friendly, like a doom priest? But usually most of those people don't have the most insane champions. They're just kind of like, I don't know what to use, so we're just kind of go to the basics. One team that I'm trying to make really cool is using using champions that do have like unkillable, but they're not part of it's not like a man eater. It's not like a block damage team like AoE. It's a champion that's kind of like Skull Crusher that gives it to themselves, right? Like people were showing like Rorik, right, being able to take stuns, or like a Bushi who can kind of die but come back, and he has the unkillable in his passive. Kind of like that, utilizing people that have unique passives so they can be stun targets, but at the same time, still be able to kind of be like a in between of a regular comp and a regular block damage or unkillable comp. So it's like a 50-50 kind of battle in terms of that. That's what I've been working towards. I think that's gonna be my newest favorite one.
Okay. I tried that Bushi comp out a while ago when I first got my Sir Nick, and I was like, ooh, I can use him as a stun target to get him. But yeah, that speed tune, I think I spent like a week trying to figure it out, and it messed up my whole clan boss team. And I was like, nope. Since that day, I've like hated Bushi. I was like, no, I can't do it anymore. The moment I see him now, I just feed him. I'm like, nope. Won't even bring him to 60.
Yeah.
Show him no love.
Damn, no lady counters, no Hydra. Sheesh.
Nope, no nothing. I will not show him any love whatsoever.
You can kick the bin.
Yep, yeah, he will be my most fed champion as long as I keep pulling him.
You're telling me you fed more Bushis than a shaman? I feel cap. I feel cap in the statement. I know you built at least one Bushi. Did you build at least one shaman?
I have built a shaman. There we go.
Oh.
I have built one shaman. There we go. We're on next account. All right. So, my most interesting comp though is when I used my Foley as a stun target for my clan boss team. I had a counterattack clan boss team, and I used Foley. I'd made it all the way up to like 52, 53 turns, and I had it. He was speed tuned for it too, so that was good. All right, so let's take a quick look at what Nick is farming, so we know what kind of gear we're working with. So he is farming.
You gotta share your screen. That your client's on.
Oh, you can't see.
I can't see anything.
I am streaming on Discord. You can't see it in Discord?
No, it's like the size of a peanut. You need to share the screen that your client is on, not the screen that you're...
Is that better? No?
No.
Yeah, it's better.
Like,
I made it better for me.
I mean, sure, but it's still very small. I'm gonna be like with a microscope over here. I don't need to see your OBS. I need to see your game. Like,
No, I understand, but if I move OBS, let me see. This may. Let's see. Move. Share my screen. Okay. Let's. We're sharing. Why is it not letting me? All right. We got that back. Options. No, this is content. Thanks. Oh, there we go. Change window. There we go. All right. Is that better for you guys now?
Yeah,
There we
that's
go.
insane, man.
Okay. All right. So yeah, he is farming stage 25s. He does have a Theodore, so he's farming stage 25 Ice Golem. He is definitely farming stage 25 Spider. Definitely farming stage 25 Dragon. And he is definitely farming stage 25 Fire Knight. So gear-wise, we should be looking pretty good. Let's go in and see Champion Vaults.
Fire Knight team was interesting.
well, I see a Helicath and a Seeker. Easy.
What do you see? I didn't even start that yet. I see the Brogni.
Yeah.
Oh, I do see the Hellcath right there. Okay.
Yeah, Helicath and Seeker. Does he have a Warcaster?
He's got a Demitha.
Yeah, does he have a Warcaster also? Either? Or Deacon? Does he have Deacon build? Sort of rarity. It's a lot easier, in my opinion.
Rarity?
Yeah.
I think he's got a lot in the vault. Because when he was sending me some screenshots. Let's see what he's got in the vault real quick.
Leave it on rarity. So we can see what's unleveled.
One of these days I'll get it right. One of these days. Okay, so we have Wither, we have he's got a second tier door. Okay.
Does he have a Fushan or no?
I do not see Fushan. I do see a Mortu. I see a Lord Shazar. That I've always wanted to build him for Clan Boss because he can do some serious damage.
Augur can one key with the Helicath and Warcaster team if he has one. He has a Warcaster.
He does have a Deacon.
Okay, I got the Deacon.
Yeah, you can make the Mythfoon. Or not Mythfoon.
Not Mythair. I don't see a Ninja. Ooh, he does have a Cardiel.
Don't build Mythbuster. It's not auto.
The one I have is.
Mythbuster is not auto. You have to reverse prio his AI.
Let's see. It's got Aox.
Any Warcasters?
Don't think so. Nope. Let's see what he's got in the reserve vault. He's got another Leo.
Nice. Very nice.
Jeez.
Let's see.
Found all the Void Champions.
Yeah. They're here. They're here. He's got Seekers. We got Seekers.
Plenty of Seekers.
Magnars, Doom Priests. He's got a couple. I think he's got I think I've seen 5 Demethas so far.
Yep, he's got a handful. Oh, there's the Warcaster. So he's got 2 Man-Eaters.
2 Man-Eaters.
So he's got the. Unless he's got like a Draco or something for Bat Eater, I would just build the Batman Forever with Chogger. It's pretty easy.
With Chogger?
Yeah, it's super easy. You're not gonna use Chogger for much. Like just dedicate him to combat. He's not great on Sand Devil. The only way he's good is if you have multiple Acrisias. But
Okay.
he's got like a 90 mil team sitting there with pretty average gear.
So you're saying, so we gotta go.
Chogger, Warcaster, Helicath, Seeker, Doom Priest, and then on non-spirit you can run another DPS instead of Doom Priest, and both DPS get Relentless. And you do a 265 Warcaster and a 245 Helicath for it. Those are the fastest speeds. And Seeker's just like Bat Eater. He's like 249.
Well, let's see what he's currently running for Clan Boss team.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Let's see if we can find him on here. I know it's not a 1-key Ultra Nightmare.
Right, why would we be here otherwise?
Right here. He is using...
Slow tune with the Duchess.
He's using a Duchess Geo. Okay. It's an interesting cop.
Very interesting. Full choice. No, don't look. It says, I see.
It's a very, very interesting comp. You got the Duchess, you got the oh my god, why? Hefrak? No, not Helicath, sorry. Geo, you've got the Michelle, and you've got the Lesia. I think the only one in here that I would say is one that needs to go is the Duchess.
Duchess gotta not be in Clan Boss.
But I think, I mean, even with the current setup he's got, if he takes the Duchess out, I think he still has a solid...
I mean, if he had put Brogni in there instead, he'd be a lot farther ahead. But anyhow, the Batman Forever team's a full auto team. It's like a 90 mil team. Pretty slam dunk, to be honest. The problem with I see with the Myth Air team otherwise is on Spirit, I don't see a DPS for him. I don't think he has a 1-key DPS on Spirit. Chogger will 1-key all affinities.
I think it would really depend on who he brings in as a damage dealer.
That's what I'm saying.
Not damage dealer,
I
sorry.
don't think he has one.
How many damage dealers he can build. He did say that he's just 1-year-old account, so which is kind of, I was hoping for a ninja. I didn't see one.
Ninja still doesn't solve Spirit. You have to use a Force DPS with the Myth Air because he doesn't have a Fushan.
I can bring you my son's account, which shows you quite clearly my son's account 1-keys every affinity.
With what Force DPS on Spirit?
Ninja.
Like
he uses Ninja on all affinities.
Right. So who does? So he's just gonna stun Eris?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do that.
We don't have a block buffs or block debuffs.
Yep. He's just gonna stun Eris.
Oh.
So, anyways, the Helicath team is a full auto team. You don't have a problem. You can just build the 5 champions. You don't even need the second DPS for non-spirit if you don't want it. If you want big numbers, you can build a second Relentless DPS. But Chogger is all you need in Relentless.
Can you build Relentless with Helicath though?
Yes, it's a Bat Eater with 4-turn block damage instead of 5-turn unkillable. It's literally the same thing as Bat Eater. It runs the exact same, but without a Painkeeper. So you have
he says he's got Eldest Scarred for Force DPS.
He is good. He is a good champion. The problem is you're hitting into negative affinity. I would just build the Batman team. So unless you have really good gear for Elder Scarred and can put up 120 mil key with him, it's not gonna 1-key.
Well, Elder Scarred would bring it, so he's
He slaps. He slaps.
yeah,
Absolutely slaps. Like I think Hell Hades just did a recent video
yeah,
on him in the Myth Fu though. Instead, he absolutely slaps. Not even arguing. The problem is you're gonna run it if he's your other main DPS. If he's negative affinity, your likelihood to one key is that much less, obviously.
yeah, yeah. I've any Demetha comp I feel is I just love it. That's the
Oh,
first one.
there are
It's
low
the first.
requirements, but so is this. This Hellcat team's identical though. It's actually a little more accessible. And all of the champions do damage, unlike Demetha, who does 0 damage. So you get 5 damage dealing slots instead of 4 damage dealing slots,
Yeah,
which brings your DPS requirements down, and you get relentless. So when you're talking about accessibility, the Hellcat team is just that much more accessible.
he's got an
Even
ally
though
attack.
even though the Demetha team is pretty accessible as far as a one key team goes.
Yeah.
It's a really beautiful team.
Yeah, I love using Demetha in these comps.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like there's something we're probably not seeing.
This is the problem though. Like Elder Skarg's likely his best force DPS, but I don't know
Yeah.
what kind of build you can get on him. And do you want to gamble the whole build on whether or not he's gonna one key on force also? I know Chogger will one key all affinities if you get 4.5k attack and 230 crit damage at him.
What kind of speed does he? What kind? Not kind of speed. Yeah. What kind of speed does he require as with the Chogger comp
245.
on Chogger?
Yep, 245 for Chogger, 245 for Seeker, 265 for Warcaster, 245 for Helicath, and then you can use Doom Priest on Spirit, and you can use a second Relentless DPS on all the other affinities. Fat Man's one of the best.
What about I was gonna say Leorius. What are you currently using your Cardiel for?
Fire Knight 10. His one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, if you're using him for anything else right now, you're kind of scuffed, to be honest. He is his best place. I would not dedicate my only Cardiel to Clan Boss, not even close. It's dead content on that end. He's got plenty of other champions that you can just put in here that are going to have no other use elsewhere. There's no reason to dedicate S tier champions to it.
So his best damage dealer right now is Hefrak, and he's a little too fast in my opinion, but it does look like we can get to those speeds. No, I guess they don't need to be built in Savage either, right? So
Nope, not at all.
okay, so we'd be looking at a clan boss team of
Cardiel just utility. He's hands down the best ally attacker in the entire game.
Is it gonna won't let me build it in? Well, how close are we to the next 4 hours away? So won't let me build that. Okay, so, but I feel like I guess you still have to bring Seeker in with that comp, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he does have the increased attack.
Yep. And Helicat self buffs increased defense, and you get it from you don't get it from Seeker passive, but he self buffs increased defense to enable himself. And like I said, you get five DPSs instead of 4.
It says more chooses main arena. Double stone skin. Okay. And who do we say is going to be the block buffs?
Use Doom Priest.
Really?
Yep. 220 speed. Bada boom, bada bing. Who then also doubles down your increased attack. So if your Chogger takes extra turns at the top, Seeker boosts, he gets increased attack again at the bottom.
What about Mashald?
No, every Mashal comp you have to manual to start.
No. I mean, It's Jay, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, they're pretty like the biggest ones. You know, you got Bad Eater, the Mytha one, the Helicath. If we had, you know, maybe if we had Krisk or something, we could have tried to gone for the, you know, Infinity Gauntlet, but
That'd be locking in Krisk for that, and Krisk is.
Pivotal.
Well, what's the speed needed for that kind of comp, anyways?
You're not gonna hit it.
Yeah.
You need a 280 speed Hellborn and Guardian.
Yeah, that's not gonna. So we're talking. So okay. I think you're right. I think you are right. I think Warcaster's going to have to come up to 60. I mean, not even. You could use Warcaster at 50. I did it. The only problem
I would absolutely 60 him. He can put up like 15 mil on the key. He slaps, man.
I think Fane would probably. So what debuffs are we bringing? We're bringing. Who would be bringing?
Hellcat does your weaken, and then Chogger brings your defense down and poisons.
And so Doom Priest brings the increased attack. Warcaster.
Also... Yeah. I promise the team's complete. It's literally Bad Eater for 4-turn block damage champions. It's just as good. I built a dozen of them the week Helicath came out, at least.
So Nick, are you looking for this Great Hall? Let's see what's his Great Hall look like.
yeah.
Nice.
What's everyone? Pretty good, especially for only being a year in. I've seen some that are
Very good.
You don't see any gold. You can see.
I think my 18-month-old account is very comparable at this point.
He's definitely prioritizing arena, which is good.
Good on you.
Win rate, 86%. What are you using for?
315 battles. No, that's nice.
Yeah, 315 battles, losses 48.
Yep.
Might just be bad picks of who he's picking. But actually, I was looking at Ferric in the Fat as one of the people to bring in, but
he's the best swap for Doom Priest on non-spirit affinities.
Yeah, because you don't. So
you can just face tank the decrease action and decrease attack. It's not a problem, honestly. And then you can just bring in a second DPS. But Fat's the best ally attacker for that.
Nick, what kind of what time of the day do you hit Clan Boss? Do you get Void, or do you have to hit Spirit, or?
I mean, it doesn't require the second DPS at all. It just adds another 40 mil to the key to add big numbers. You go from mid 90 to 140 mil, you know.
Yeah. But I would like him to be this guy every time.
It doesn't change anything, so one key's a one key.
That's true. So you're talking. So how does this?
That's the team.
Yeah.
That's the same team,
that's
basically.
The team right there, except.
Yep. He's using Ninja. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the non-spirit version, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see mostly everybody here is using.
And it outdid all the Bad Eaters.
The Mythic one did better though.
The Fu Myth, yeah. He doesn't have a Fu Myth, so
this one here is an interesting comp. He's got
this is the
Mythic comp, but then he brings in the Geo.
Yeah. Geo can slap, man. The 6-star Eris is probably doing 30 mil of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. She's doing a third of the damage. That's why that key's good.
He does have a. So the floors that you use Chogger on, which floors are you using him on? Because I'd like to also make sure that the build for him is going to be still usable.
His build stays the same. He's all about just sleeping them when they take a turn. If they take a turn, you lose. He's gonna die either way.
Yeah, but if he's using him for like a particular boss or something, or if he's using him at higher floors, the accuracy check is a lot higher than it would be on Clan Boss. Because Clan Boss
he has a seer, doesn't he?
Does.
Yeah, you can seer literally every floor in Doom Tower.
He does, and he does have a Kaimar.
Yeah, it's not even really a thing anymore.
He does have a Bellinor. Ooh, wait a minute. Why didn't we see that?
He's okay. He doesn't do poisons, and he has a higher damage requirement because of it. He also became worse in Clan Boss recently.
Why?
Because his
change.
Yep, he went from a single target to AoE, so he does less damage now.
On his A1?
A2.
Wait a minute. I don't have a Bellinor, but I've always known that he's a really good damage dealer.
He lost quite a bit.
Yeah, they buffed him. They wanted him to be usable everywhere else because he was only used pretty much for Clan Boss. And Scratch was showing that he lost like 30 mil just off Bellinor.
Yep. It's not even comparable anymore, to be honest. As far as Clan Boss DPS goes, I mean, like you said, it made him more viable in other places because he's an AoE defense down and weaken, and there weren't enough of them in the game. But yeah, he's not that great in Clan Boss anymore.
So it would be full block damage. So Leorius would definitely be out of the question. You can't even use him because I feel like he would be.
Why would you ever put Leo in Clan Boss though?
Because he's got 2 of them.
So what?
So
it doesn't make him a good Clan Boss CPS. He does.
If
any poisoner would do more damage than Aothar, the epic, would do more damage just because he puts poisons up.
Have you tested it?
I know 100%. Well, how much damage is Leo gonna hit on an A1 or anything? Go ahead, give me. He's gonna be full HP the whole fight too. So
that's why I'm saying if we're building,
it's not a thing. It's not a thing. The poisons do 200k a turn just in that, let alone the base damage that they do. Leo would have to be smacking for 500,000 a turn to even compare to the base damage of poisons and the damage that ability did, let alone anything else plus War Master and stuff like that. Like it's not close.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to try to find something to take out the. So I'd have to build him the Doom Priest.
He has a built Doom Priest.
Well, I'm talking. So I'm going to off camera get on and do the gear changes and all gear swaps and all that stuff, and build the comp for him. That way, because trying to do a Clan Boss takeover on camera is sometimes can take a few hours.
Yes.
Because it's the smallest speed tunes that might keck you. But
not in this one. It's just like Bat Eater. The speed tune's like this wide.
Yeah. So he's got the 6-star or 5-star.
Yeah, you got to make sure you put his highest star as a cruelty. It's probably gonna be the Seeker, huh?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Seeker's gonna have to take cruelty for sure.
Yeah.
And then just make sure if you get a 6-star blessing for him, Nick, we have to do a little bit of a re-gear because of the 6 extra speed. Let's look real quick. We haven't looked at what your faction guardians look like. Are they all filled? Let's see. Epics 10, 10, 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. Looks like it, yeah. Looks like all your faction guardians are 10. Okay. Okay, so I think it's fairly... It's going to be the... It's going to be the Helicath team.
Yeah.
The Scarg team, I think, is a strong second pick.
So
I just don't know if he has the gear to make Scarg hit. That's all. Just purely it. If he does, that's a great option as well. I just know this team because I built it for one of my clanmates.
You know what? Let's do a quick test here. Let me pull up the Hell Hades optimizer. I know Jay does not like this one, but
No, I don't mind it that much.
Okay, so the biggest thing is I'm not going to look through your account and learn all of your gear fast as that thing is going to. Like,
Yeah.
It's not even close. If I need to adjust a build or something like that, I can do it on the fly without, breaking everybody build and changing the whole thing just for 1% change. But as far as building somebody from scratch, optimizer's the way on the takeover.
So we're looking for Elder Scarg.
Yeah.
All right.
The new features are pretty good too. It's actually ours, a helper that I don't use.
And what kind of gear, or what kind of speed are we talking about?
It needs to be 245. Relentless.
Relentless.
Yep.
We'll do it 240.
Oh, sorry. For the Myth Air, he's. Sorry, I had the Bat Eater in my head.
Yes, Educated was still doing the Clan Boss takeover.
There, he's gonna be 156 to 159.
So he's got to be 156 to 159.
Yeah.
And we want Relentless.
Oh no, not for this team. Sorry, I had the Batman Forever in my head.
Okay. So optimize. You want to build for damage. Let's just quickly peek. I think at that speed, he should definitely have.
I mean, you're gonna need a lot.
He's got so far one of the better builds. Let me make sure. Yep, that's all open. Yeah, so he's got like 158 speed, 249 crit damage, 101 crit rate, and 6.2k attack, and that's in broken set.
It'd be close. Is this Scarg booked? It's a ton of damage from books.
Let's see. Elder Scarg, is he booked?
I think he just A1.
Is not.
I think he just A1s and A3s, and it's 30% damage on the books. So, like I said, you'll be close.
I mean,
It'll be depending on how much damage you can get on everybody else as well, because Eris needs to be doing a good portion of that.
and I mean, there we're only talking about one single affinity, so
that's the only affinity that you're gonna use him though. So,
right. But that's what I'm saying. That's if we're just talking about building him for one affinity.
yeah, you could just build the other team and not have any affinity swaps.
And I think
Exactly.
yeah. Let's see what the optimizer says for us. Let's see if the optimizer's smarter than us and gives us a different team.
But do you have the pro version to see the builds?
I do.
Okay.
Come on.
Come
on. Come on, dear. Come on.
Some people don't, man.
Come on. Okay. All right. So it's given us the a Rhonda. Interesting. For
Rhonda's
Void
pretty
Affinity.
strong.
It's given us the Lord Shazar team. This is the team I want to build him right here. Lord Shazar with the Lydia, Cardiel. That's the team I want to build him.
I wouldn't bother dedicating his Cardiel to Clan Boss, though.
So we're talking, our biggest thing is going to be Spirit. So let's find Spirit. Okay.
What is he running for twins, though? That's definitely a factor. Because if he doesn't have an answer for twins, like, he could just use Helicath for twins.
That is true. Are you farming twins right now, Nick?
We should.
Yeah,
be.
he is. He's got.
That's
Okay.
a pretty good team. You know what? Can't even be mad at the man.
He's just like, Geo's got it, and then the revive.
Bro.
All right.
Definitely free to play.
He's not free to play. I know that he's a low spender. Because we've talked about that.
And buys the void strings. That's all I know. Mm-hmm. Anyways,
yeah,
that would be the other factors if you wanted to use Helicath for twins to build an actual like black damage team for this, or if you wanted to build it for clan boss. I don't think it matters. I think it's six one and a half dozen the other. So
yeah, I think. Do you have enough of the Pain Keepers to? Well, what speed does Helicath need to be? You said 245.
yeah, for the clan boss team, but for the twins team, it's gonna be 285. I don't think it's the Pain Keepers either, does he? Not built.
Let's see.
Oh wait, he's got to have some.
Yeah, but you need 3.
Yeah.
Start rarity. Easiest way to do it.
I do factions sometimes.
Yeah,
Faction's nice.
I do factions. Or usually what I just do is if I want to see if somebody's got multiple copies, I just go into their faction crypts.
Guardians, yeah. Got 1.
So we've got, let's see, 1 Pain Keeper there.
2.
2 Pain Keepers there. Come on. He's got to have a 3rd one.
You're hiding in there somewhere. I know you are. No, you're not gonna have it. So close. So he needs 1 more. But either way, long term, you'd have to plan them to be used that way either.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a personal decision if you want to stick with this. I mean, the Helicat team's like 2.5 to 3 minutes anyway. So I mean, if this is already consistent,
Yeah.
at like 3.5 minutes, it's probably a very minor factor. Just something to consider as well.
Yeah, so team Nick, are you willing to lock down your Helicath for clan boss?
If he has a tower, he can also use it. I didn't see a tower, but
I didn't see a tower either, no. I saw
just check the index easiest.
Oh, that's true.
Is it a sacred order?
So many red dots. So many red dots.
So yeah, no tower. No
No
tower.
tower. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so we'd be working with no Sir Nick either.
Yeah, you can Sir Nick for twins anyways.
No, you can't because he ignores that. Okay. So if he's, what's the current build on? Let's see.
These teams are not built to
Built.
get chucked in.
So you just kind of throw everything in there and whatever works.
He's got crutches and Marichica. He can do anything he wants.
Oh,
I just throw champions at it until it works.
it's got a Harima too.
That's nasty.
Nick,
play.
free to play. You use your man-eaters for Iron Twins. How does that work anymore? I thought
No, you can't.
they nerfed that.
You can't.
I would have loved to have that still. Yeah, I think we can do a lot of builds with these. Do you use the PC at all, or I think you said you were strictly mobile, right, Nick? Man.
8 hours a day. Somebody help this man.
Oof.
Throw him a bone. That's too long to be given to Plarium. You kidding me?
That's...
Imagine clicking on your screen like with your finger. Like, jeez.
That's yeah.
I don't mind.
I can't do that. I can't do
Couldn't play
that.
this game if I had to play on the phone only. Got a chance.
Yeah. I when I started playing, I realized very early on that I needed to get BlueStacks on there, and I needed to play it on BlueStacks until they released the client, and I was like, it just made a world of difference. Yeah, so no PC. Okay, so a lot of these builds aren't optimal. I mean, according to the optimizer, there's definitely a lot of things that can change. So if we lock his Helicath in for Clan Boss with the 240 something speed, you said?
Yeah, it's like 245. Sure.
Is that going to make it so he can't use him anywhere else?
No,
he'll still be viable somewhere else.
I mean, what's his build right now? I bet he's gonna be better built in this Clan Boss build than he is right now.
I think actually the build for his Helicath is roughly the same. I hate how Plarium did this. All Ascensions up at the top and +1s, and just leave everything the way it was. Why can't I find him? There we go. So he's at a 257 speed. Kind of
He's gonna have damage and accuracy. He's got 267 resistance for some reason now as well.
So can we build them in the optimizer that way? So we want damage. And what's he used more? Do we want to prioritize the 8-2?
8-3 doesn't hit.
The 8-3
His
doesn't
block
hit.
damage. No, it's just
So
A1 and A2.
A1 and A2. What are the multipliers on? For his... Let's see.
But you just do highest overall. It's fine. You thinking too hard?
No, I'd like to maximize.
You just do highest overall. He counterattacks every single turn.
So then his A1 would be his biggest thing, because if he's counterattacking every single turn, he's getting more.
I mean, it's all going to scale the same. It's going to give him the same build. I almost guarantee it.
All right, we said 240.
The only way that changes is when you have champions that scale off of multiple types of abilities like HP and attack, and the ratio changes between abilities.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a champion that's a straight attack champion or straight defense champion, it doesn't matter. You just do highest overall.
Yeah, I guess. So you said his speed's got to be 245 max?
Something like that. Just look it up on Deadwood. It's the Batman Forever team.
Making me have to do extra work.
This is your takeover, sir. Why are you making me do extra work?
I know the Demythicom, so that's why I was like...
when did I get roped into building a clan boss team?
I've never used the... My Helicath is sitting at 60, no masteries, no nothing, ungeared.
I mean, you've used the calculator 100 times in your life, though, so...
That's true. So which one are we looking? Tower, right?
Batman Forever is what it's called. You can just search that.
Batman Forever. Of course, I didn't put a space. No, okay, so he's using the Sir Nick comp. Okay, I know those speeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
like,
it's basically the exact same as Bat Eater, you just don't run a Painkeeper.
Yeah, okay.
So
Helicath's got to be 245, 247.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because I run this comp on my alt account.
Yeah, and this Sir Nick version's a little less consistent, but it's still a good team. Just a little older.
Yeah, I think mine does... I think it's like anywhere from on Ultra Nightmare, anything but Spirit or 4. So I guess if I hit Void or Magic, I do like 130 million.
Mm.
So he does have the gear for it. Um,
Don't forget accuracy on Helicath as well.
oh yeah, he's got 246, so we want minimum 250. So we follow up with chat. Maybe we chat a little bit because. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like we can definitely build it. 247. We're taking some gear from. I feel like Nick is going to be my new project. I'm going to be spending a lot of time as his account because his Kymar has crit damage and crit rate.
I see. Somebody's going to be proccing lots of Cycle of Vengeance over there.
Nick, you and I are going to be spending a lot of quality time, my friend.
High quality time.
Yes.
Me and one of my clanmates have been doing that. I rebuilt every Doom Tower team he had, all 3 of his Hydra teams, his clan boss, his twins team, his hard dragon team, his hard spider team, his hard ice golem team. Like, about to start doing faction wars next, I think. Like, speed running faction wars. Oh my god.
Yeah. So, just curious here. Let's see the Arbiter. Or what is he
Sometimes
using?
it'd be like that.
Huh?
Sometimes it'd be like that. People are like, I need help. All the help.
All right. Let's go stats. We want to see Arbiter, quick mode. No, I gotta go balance. That's what I gotta do.
Really hard on your dragon team. Tia.
Uh,
Bam. That was.
yeah, as long as those builds are. All right, let me reset
I
that.
tell you who's really shocked me recently, though, is a Kentum. That dude's wild.
What have you been using? I saw, who was it? I think somebody released a Fire Knight comp with him. Hard mode?
I did yeah, I actually have seen hard mode completions with him. I did a non-seer team with him on Fire Knight 25 as well. It's pretty sweet. And then I've seen tons of people use him on a hard mode spider, especially people that don't have Kymar. Because he can just take the whole wave out by himself, basically. You don't need all 2 max HP hitters or, a double hitter or something like that. Like, super good. And I've actually been surprised more than once by the guy. And what's crazy is his passive, every time a poison ticks on everybody, you get a stun set chance or like a taunt set or any set that he's in, it'll proc it.
Yeah, no, I when I saw the skill kit of Augmentum, I was like, okay, I definitely like this. I was like, as soon as I get him, I want to try him for Fire Knight. I want to try. I felt like he could solo it. Not Fire Knight. Ice Golem. I felt like he could
I
solo
straight
it.
slept. I read the kit when they did the guaranteed. I was like, I mean, like, obviously I didn't voids either, but I was like, it's kind of meh. And then hard modes came out, and everyone's like, bro, have you tried Kentum? I'm like, what? What are you? Huh?
and you really sleep on some of the teams. You just kind of like, So is this your current team there, Nick?
Gross.
Let's see. Okay. Some interesting comps.
Kyoga's really good. But are people still like using her on high end?
Which one? Kimmy?
No, I was saying Kyoga's really good, but like, are people even like using her on high end?
No,
she's just
no.
It's like,
I mean, why are you using Kimmy or Kyoku over Necrit is what I want to know.
Yeah.
Asking for a friend.
I feel like what we should be running here is definitely something more along these lines for...
You have to run Duchess.
Do you, though?
You have to have a second reviver with Marichika. It's not an option.
Yeah, I guess. And build your health rack really slow.
I I would use Harima still, I think. FRX okay, but I would probably just use Harima.
Yeah, I feel like something like that's a plat team push right there, Nick.
And then you always put Marichika in the last spot. I never use her aura. It's never good. Never. Ever.
Yeah,
If she dies first, she doesn't revive anybody. So if a champion AoEs and kills her, she doesn't revive anybody if she's in the first spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, BLAZIN.
Come on.
You even play Ray?
Leo's good too. Leo would be the next swap that I'd put in there.
Yeah, though I feel Leo, I don't know. Leo might not actually work with this team because Necrit protecting him unless Necrit's protecting the Duchess.
Nah, you'll never protect the Duchess over
Yeah.
Leo. Duchess would have to have 32k HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one's gonna build their Duchess that low.
Yeah, I think it's definitely gonna have to be. I think this is gonna have to be the team right here.
I mean, Leo actually works really well still. It just depends on who you're going against, really. Harima's gonna be the catch-all. She stops
Yeah.
so much stuff.
Yeah.
This right here, Nick, is gonna be a platinum team push right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you running for defense right now? Let me see.
I assume he doesn't have a Siffy, that is, right?
I did not see one. No.
Yeah, no Siffy.
No.
Necker needs a rebuild. Yeah, let's start with Clan Boss.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm taking a attack.
Yeah, we'll I might be using his account for a couple of champion builds.
Maybe 1, 2.
1 or 200.
Half your account.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll build this right after I get off stream. I'll get some of the champions ready to go. We'll lock. I think the only one, the Doom Priest is gonna be built with a damage build.
Oh yeah. He doesn't do a whole lot either way. But...
Yeah. So
you can get 10 mil out of her though. You know. It's not,
yeah.
it's
Well,
not too bad.
Does this Doom Priest have any sort of blessings on him? Well, actually, that's a good. I just thought of
The Seeker's
what are we-
gonna be the highest. So.
Seeker's gonna have to take Cruelty, so we're gonna have to switch Seeker to Cruelty. He doesn't have any blessings, so we're good with that.
Dogger's got Brimstone already.
Chagas does it Brimstone?
Yep.
I have to take off Helm Smasher
Yeah.
and put on War Master. So he's got a 2-star there. Let's see, who was the other one? Seeker is going to get... Yeah, so who's got the highest... What was the other... I think Chaga's the only legendary along with...
Yeah, then you have
right?
Morecaster who wasn't leveled, yeah. Morecaster, yeah.
So it'll be... He takes... Nick, do you mind if I switch this over to Cruelty right now? So if he takes Cruelty, Chaga has Brimstone, and then everybody else is going to be Phantom Touch, unless I'm missing anything.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'd do.
Right.
And then don't put Phantom Touch on your Helicath, I swear to God, guys. If you ever get a star for him. Imagine. Awkward.
Well, I mean, if he's going to lack him on Clan Boss, well, what else would he put on him?
Not Phantom Touch that scales off attack. You
Yeah,
actually
that's
put
true. That's true.
you put Phantom Touch on your Chogger and you switch Helicath to Brimstone.
Yeah, but that's 300 gems.
No, it's not. The first change is free.
Assuming that he hasn't changed anything so far.
Yeah, 0 chance he's changed it since they gave us a free reset.
Alright, so we're going to take Cruelty on that one. So we'll get some extra damage there. Okay.
But if you 1-key, don't buy souls for your Clan Boss. You're done with Clan Boss. Leave it alone. Stop investing in Clan Boss. It's done. Okay?
No. Clan Boss
Stop.
is not done.
Stop.
It depends on how much you want You're
When you're a content creator, you can do whatever the fuck whatever you want. But when you want to get clan boss, done with it. Okay, don't waste the essence, especially. Like don't get a 6-star seeker just to add a couple more damage to your clan boss, or even the 20 essence for a brimstone on Helicath. I wouldn't waste it if you already won king. It's not helping you.
Well, but if he uses them in a different content,
sure, I guess.
You know, I use my seeker in other places. Like when they do the faction specific stuff, I use it.
I still wouldn't spend 100 eternal essence on him.
No. I'm saying like 20 or 40. I could see that.
Yeah, but he has a 5-star seeker already though. Don't buy a seeker soul. So don't invest in the clan boss.
I don't think he can. Does he have enough? Even if they have, yeah. No.
Helicath right there.
Can I buy it, Nick?
That's actually hilarious.
Give me the go ahead and I'll buy it.
Actually hilarious. You can't make this up. You can't make it up.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, I would probably buy him out of the shop up until like level 3. But after that, I wouldn't really invest in him too much because
120 essence to get the 3rd star. That's like 3 weeks of twins.
Yeah.
No way. I'd get the 1st star and call it a day.
No. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't even check any of this stuff out. He's got some souls in here that he hasn't even used. That's a 3-star for Fane. Okay.
Does he have a Warcaster soul hiding? Doesn't look like it.
No. He's got another Demitha. He's got looks like a 6-star Yoshi. Another Seeker. Okay. He's got a Martyr that he doesn't have, or a back. Oh, God, I would kill for this one right now. I would kill for a 4-star back.
I mean, for Hard Dragon? Oh, please.
Yeah, it's soloing my Hard Dragon stage 6 right now with my back. I'm like, that's as hard as I can get it. Like, I can get stage 7 too, but it's not 100%. But, okay. So, yeah, I've got the team. I know what I got to build. I know what my challenge is. Jay, you put your finger on that camera again one more time, I'm going to break it. You got sniped on the Beck tournament? Yeah. I actually, when I did my the last champion training event that we just had earlier this week, I just did CVC, threw all my stuff in it, and then all of a sudden, I see. Okay, listen, Thule, you already went and got a new camera just because of me.
Free to play stream. What do you mean? I don't know. I didn't buy nothing.
Yeah. But all right. So let's before we end the stream, I want to find out from Elhain if she's got anything she wants to say to us. Ma'am, anything? No. Ethos, how about you? Anything? No. Okay. All right. Shoutouts, guys. We'll start with Thule this time.
Definitely gonna shout out Mullet Reaver this week since we're talking about Clan Boss. Super cool guy, and he holds the record right now. So
no, he doesn't. Victor Test took it, didn't he?
Nope.
What? Wait.
Mullet has the top damage.
I thought the top damage was capped.
No, it's not. The total number on it is capped, but each of the champions is not capped. It keeps counting. He's got like 2.5 billion damage.
Wow.
Jesus.
Okay. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
He's also got the fastest cap damage at like 1300 turns, 1370 or something like that. So
Wow.
he's got all the records again.
I thought all of that was capped at like a certain point now because he came out with his
Well,
video and
even if it is, you can still cap fastest,
yeah, that's true.
which he also,
That's what I thought he was trying to go for.
which he also did. So, but yeah, shout out Mullet.
Okay. Jay, what about yourself?
I want to shout out Gestal Gaming for creating a new website that people can use, so you don't have to keep using either Yumi Love or hellhades.com.
Okay.
That's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great content creator.
That's true. Yeah.
My shout out's actually going to go to a viewer. And it's going to be, I shout him out in one of my previous videos before, but it's going to be Steven Rule. This guy has put himself through the painful torture of watching every single one of my videos and went back and commented on every single one of my videos. I just want to say I appreciate it. All of us here as content creators, we do this because we enjoy it, we have fun. But without the viewers, without the community, without you guys, we would not, we would probably still be doing this, but we wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. We probably would have given up a very long time ago. So I think shouting out the community is where my shout out's going to go for this week. And yeah. Guys, before we let off, do you have anything else you want to say? Anything you want to talk about?
Make sure you put two-factor on your accounts and take care of your accounts, guys.
Yep.
We all invest into this, whether it's emotionally, physically, monetarily, all these things. Self safe, wrap it up.
I have a video that's coming out this week with a couple of other content creators that we put together to kind of raise awareness on this and get people to encourage them to do it. That's a message that we'll all keep poking out there and keep poking everybody to put it on. Jay, what about yourself?
Well, the real-time PvP is coming soon, and also, where's the next Hydra head? They said the timeline release was supposed to be soon. I haven't heard anything about that, so I feel like something big is coming.
Rotation 7.
Great.
Let's go. Rotation 7. Let's get it.
How about we get some extra Doom Tower?
Nope. We already are confirmed we get 0 more Doom Tower. No more ever. That's it. Dunzo. Dusted.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sad. Everyone wants more Doom Tower. It'd be cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right.
It's one of the best progressions.
Do you guys have a message for Olhain and Ethos to bring back the Plarium?
You know what? Make better champions.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just make better champions.
Thanks. My message is test your stuff before you release it. Let some beta testers in there and let them test it before you release it. Because I hate investing in champions that I gotta redo. But yeah. So guys, as always, much appreciation, much love to everybody out there. I hope you guys are all safe, be well, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.